Alright, today's video is about the Illuminati card game that came out by Steve Jackson Games in 1994. Now most people are familiar with the cards of the two towers exploding and another one of the Pentagon exploding, but this card game has an awful lot of things that seem to predict the future. It's like they're telling us their plans ahead of time. Well, I found it interesting as I went through these cards, and it seems like there's over 500 of them. Not only do they tell a lot of fascinating stories, but one I found interesting was there was an awful lot of cards that seemed to point out the 2016 election and Spygate and all the stuff that goes along with it. So, hope you'll enjoy this. It's probably going to be a two-parter because there really was that many cards I could use for this, so I had to break it into two parts. So, I hope you'll enjoy this. And of course, let's get started. This first card here, the International Communist Conspiracy. As we can see in the world, the communists are taking over. If it isn't China, it's the failed states of Cuba or Venezuela or Russia or, you name it, they all fail. North Korea. The problem, with communism is all these free programs for everybody, but, eventually you run into other people's money. And of course, Democrats, they might as well rename themselves to the socialists, communist socialists. Moving on, and of course this card represents our former failure of a president, Barry. Seemed like he couldn't do anything right. He pretty much thought he could, and sure. But I've not met too many people that voted for him who didn't later regret it. And his plan was eventually to turn this into a martial law country. 8 years of him, 8 years of her. Are you kidding me? We wouldn't have a chance. That's what they wanted. This right here. George Orwell's 1984. And of course this person needs no introduction, and I still can't seem to figure out why she's not behind bars. Or far worse. I can think of far worse things. It would cost less money. Yeah, the whole plan is to turn this country into a dictatorship. No more America. Just take away every right we have. Maybe they could have rehired someone like Hugo Chavez from the grave. But Christians, conservatives, liberals, decent people who love this country, love God, and didn't want to see it go down the drain, fought back. And we fought back to put somebody in office that wasn't going to sell us down the river. And we did happen to put a person in who wasn't a career politician. Of course, we all know who he was. Yep, we definitely trumped them on that one, didn't we? Yep, they didn't see it coming. The pollsters told us a bunch of lies. Oh, she's 20, 30 points ahead. Oh yeah, she'll never lose. Yeah, now you know not to believe anything they say. But of course, they had a plan B up their sleeve. Couldn't take... They knew his crowds were thousands, and they were lucky if they could... wrangle up a few homeless people to stand in a shot with her. So, they went to England. And went and talked with some spies. One in particular, a worthless piece of garbage named Christopher Steele, who had no problem writing up a old fake dossier saying that Trump and his whole campaign was conspiring with Russians to overthrow the U.S. election. Yeah, lies. Oh, and they paid for it with Clinton Foundation slush money. Isn't that nice? But of course they didn't say anything to the FISA judges. They would have to have that hidden influence deciding everything. Put their agents in place. 2, 3, 4. Well, will we ever know how many agents are in place? Or ever? Spies, whatever they want to call themselves. Tap the phones, tap the computers, tap the trees, whatever. They got this in here. But it made no difference, because the citizens who wanted normalcy and not communism, we won. They tried to overthrow the election, didn't work. They tried all these other shady things, everything they could think of to throw at them. A recount, you name it, man. You know they had states rigged, but it didn't work. So I guess they're going to have to go to their plan B now. Of course, the first thing that happened was, literally the next day, riots in the streets. And what else did they do? They protested, riots. You know, at one point, I wasn't quite sure if he was even going to make it to office. I was waiting for old dictator Barry to throw the hammer down and call in the Patriot Act and just suspend the election, because he actually had that power, and I was worried. But eventually, all the way up to the inauguration, and a few months afterwards, this died down a little bit. Maybe kind of stayed a little bit, but not much anymore. They decided to get organized, right? Of course, you know, go back on that old plan. Russia, right? Everybody hates Russia. Russia exclusion, blah blah blah. Does anybody remember 20 years ago when Russia was actually our friends? I guess it was. Maybe it was a fairy tale or something. Yeah. Of course, the fact of it is, the old Barry crime syndicate with all his goons running stuff. Oh, they were the ones that were doing the real colluding. Vladimir Putin, selling him all the uranium he wanted. Right? Billions and billions of kickbacks. 20% uranium one deal. Yeah, who was the real criminal? Oh well, they're screaming the Russian scare. The reality is they'd sold us out billions of dollars, pointing at him over made up stuff when they were the real criminals. And of course, was there anybody in the FBI that wasn't a criminal? From the top to the bottom, man. I think the janitor was a criminal. And of course, when Trump fires Comey, what's he do? To get even, he goes to his buddy and leaks some information to him, which was illegal because his friend was in fact a government employee, which made it illegal, although they tried to act like it wasn't, and leaked that information out, which he knew and did cause them to hire a special counsel. One of the worst things you can do, no matter what side you're hiring it for. You get the auditor from hell. And that's what we got. Well, yeah, and you got Mueller. And I guess he can do whatever he wants. I guess he can shake every tree and turn babies upside down and steal their candy and siphon off all the water in the Pacific Ocean and turn over every rock and suck out every fart. Sorry for going off. It's ridiculous. I don't think that this guy's never going to end, and that's the whole point. It's just to be a hindrance. It's all due to the lawyers. Every one of them, all lawyers. Why is it every politician is a lawyer? Is he just... doesn't that seem kind of weird? And most politicians are lawyers? And of course, that's not more your taste, and we got the bimbo at 11, because the Russia collusion wasn't moving fast enough for you, or was too complicated. Well, we've got the sleazy porn star that he may or may not have slept with and paid off. Who cares? If he slept with this lady 20 times, I don't care. This was 8 years ago. It was not during the election. They want to make it look like he may have paid her off with some campaign money. Give me a break. Stupid. But, the media keeps pushing it. Particularly the old, especially the old Clinton News Network, or Communist News Network, whichever one to go with. The one that's pretty soon going to be swimming at the bottom of the ocean. Or where the ratings are at. They scream that. Rush collusion, this and that. Trump's a racist. You're a racist. Everybody's a racist. If you believe him, you're a racist. If you don't like the last president, you're a racist. If you believe everything he says, if you don't like MS-13, you're a racist. Give me a break. I'm so sick of hearing racist in Russia. I got racist exploding out my right ear, and I got Russia exploding out my left ear. And of course, this is all part of their 5-year plan. Take a look at this. Found this interesting when I came across this card. 5-year plans seem to be a very common thing when it comes to communist regimes. Soviet Union had an awful lot of 5-year plans. So did China. So did a few other totalitarian states. It seems to be a pretty common thing. So I threw that card in here because this was obviously part of their plan to destroy this country. Let's notice this card here, partition. 2 people tearing this country in half. You know, one guy with the white hair kind of looks like Bernie, doesn't he? And when you see a picture of America there being torn in half, because that's what they want. Divide and conquer. Criminal overlords that want to destroy our country, sell us out. They don't care. And these people are worse than any mafia ever. Make you an offer you can't refuse. Yeah, well, I'd like America. I can refuse it. I don't want your crappy offers. But you know, they made a good offer with Iran. We'll give you hundreds of billions of dollars and you can keep on doing what you want to do. Just keep it a little bit quieter and pretend like we don't know about it. What the heck kind of deal is that? I mean, what kind of deal is this? Oh sure, yeah, everybody made out. The whole crime syndicate of former president, they all made money on this. The Iranians made money on it. Yeah. Oh, they did it for nuclear power. Right. You know, a country that's got enough oil in their country they could surf on it. Yeah, they need that. No. They wanted it. They wanted the arms deals. Okay, people? That's where this card comes in. They wanted nuclear capability because, you know, if they could be the new bullies on the block, well, it'll cause the entire Middle East to go into a nuclear arms race. And guess who's selling it? Well, the flag's right there, see? That's what they wanted. This is illegal as hell, too. You know, it didn't matter though, right? Let's keep funding all their stuff. Keep funding their wars. And their religious holy wars with whoever. I just found it really interesting that these deals all seem to have taken place with pallets and pallets of money, of American money, switched into euros and then shipped on, you know, C-130s and brought it over in Iran in the middle of the night. Oh, gee, that wasn't illegal or nothing, right? Just a contract on America to rub us out, snuff us out. The media blitz keep going on about Russia this, pointing us in the wrong direction when the real criminals was the last group. It was the people trying to take over. And people just don't get it. Now they get an info ban, you know. This card here, it seems to deal with computer groups. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I mean, if you're a conservative, if you're Christian, if you have anything that's not the status quo, they don't want you. They shadow ban you, they cut you, you're gone. You're gone. That's it. Goodbye. No, it doesn't matter if it's fair. So, but God forbid you censor them. Oh, freak out. Trump can't censor people, but we can. Principle of the Discordia is an interesting card here because it makes me think of Saul Alinsky's tactics, which is exactly how they're playing that book out, along with the 45 Principles of Communism, Society for Creative Anarchism. When I saw this card, I could only think of one group. Yep. Antifa, the most fascist group they're trying not to be. Bunch of soy boys and girls thinking that they're bad. You don't believe what we want to believe? We mace you in the face and beat you. Yeah, that works. Again, it's Saul Alinsky tactics. Hollywood, I don't know where to go with this one. Hollywood is so bad in so many levels. They keep pushing their leftist agenda. I feel sorry for the few conservatives that are there. And the ditto heads. These are the yes people, man. These are the idiots that have been brainwashed into believing whatever the government tells them, whatever Hollywood tells them, whatever their politicians tell them. And if you try to come up with anything different, try to make them use any type of critical thinking, well, they immediately go right to, ad hominem attacks and just call you names, racist, hater, baiter, whatever. Power to the people. Yeah, of course, you notice here it says this is about liberal control, not conservatives. Yeah, this is what they want. They want communism. They don't know why they want it. They've just been told they do. It's all part of a liberal agenda. And of course, most of them can't even read. But we have grassroots support, and we don't want this anymore. We can't take it. We want America back. We believe in the Bible. We believe in America. We believe in freedom, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, right to bear arms, and freedom of speech. And we're not going to take this anymore, man. And we're fighting. And the real Republicans need to stand up and start doing stuff. And I'm not talking about these crappy neocons who are nothing but globalists, and they're just as bad as they're just as crooked as many of the Democrats are. I'm talking about the real, true, God-fearing Republicans need to get up and fight. Nationalism is what it's about. We see how it's destroyed other countries when they've gone away from this globalism garbage. Nationalism is what rallies people around doing good. It has never done us wrong in the past, and if we stick to it, it won't now. We have a leader, and it seems that no matter what they throw at him, it doesn't stick. I mean, everything they try to do to him, it's always a double cross. Everything they throw at him, it's like a boomerang. Boom, blows up right in their faces. It's a new scandal on their part. So, just gotta keep up that. Because it's revolution, people. It's revolution. And I'm not looking for the violent kind, people. We really don't want that one. But we can have a revolution. We can have a revolution of information. And we can turn this thing around. So I pray it doesn't get to that point. But we can have revolutions that don't get to that point. So I hope you've enjoyed this first half of this little storyline I've got here. And join me soon for part 2. And perhaps we'll finish this story. It seems to be an ongoing one, but I'll do my best. Alright, take it easy, guys.